Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the first webinar in the series, Skill of the Month, which is organized by GoLearning and Knowledge Group. Today, it's our pleasure to start the first webinar in the series, which will happen every month. And we are very pleased and honored to be joined by Dr. Nader Ghazal, who will be speaking to us about AI, its fundamental concepts. Now, AI is a subject that is truly very important to each and every one of us, especially that's invading each aspect of our lives, whether through the phone, whether through work, or whether through education. There's a lot of work that AI is doing on our behalf. It's making our life easier. Me personally, I have some skepticism about the disadvantages that it could bring as well. However, I'm looking forward to hearing from Dr. Nader in a few minutes. Before we start, I would like to introduce a little background about our organizers. We start with the Knowledge Group. Knowledge Group is a learning and development company which been in the business for over 17 years. It's based in Abu Dhabi and operates over the entire region of the Middle East and North Africa. It has global partners in terms of top business schools, such as Columbia, Wharton, Stanford, University of Toronto, and others. Knowledge Group is also has many industry partners, which we will see in the next slide. And they actually partner with a lot of providers and publishers in the business in order to bring the most relevant educational content to the region. And a little bit about GoLearning, our other organizer for today. GoLearning actually is the first platform in the region that offers a comprehensive catalog of 10,000 courses and more that are focused on professional and personal development. They do this in partnership with global education technology companies and leaders, such as Coursera, edX, and others. The platform actually provides learning opportunities for different styles of learning, for different goals, and it's powered by advanced AI algorithms for personalizing the experience. GoLearning is a member of the eAnd family, and it is a platform that is easily accessible from desktop or from mobile, and it has many thousands of courses that are specially focused on AI and technology. You can actually access GoLearning through, as I said, your mobile or your desktop, and you can actually scan this barcode at the bottom or QR code in order to register there. Please make sure that to keep an eye on your email later after the session, as you will receive a promotion code which will provide you 100% discount on the courses that you see below that are related to AI, predictive analysis, and some soft skills such as empathy and emotional intelligence. So you'll get that completely free. Now, these are some of the premium courses. However, also the platform provides over 4,000 courses that are absolutely free that you can access, but there are other also premium courses that you can subscribe. You can select the certain packages that start from something like 25 dirhams per month. And it's very flexible. You can cancel anytime. There is no commitment. You can just go back into the platform and cancel if you don't like the content, but I'm sure you would love it. I think the opportunity here for learning is, very important, and it's diverse, and it caters to your own needs and your own time. So you can customize your own learning journey with the platform. Again, please don't forget to scan the barcode and wait or look out for your email for a promotion code that will provide you 100% discount on these courses that you see. And that's it from our organizers. Dr. Nader, I think, would provide us with a short introduction about himself and his expertise. I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and I'm sure the audience and myself have many questions later on. I hope that you will be able to provide us some guidance and support in our journey with AI. Dr. Nader, to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rabi. I'm really thrilled and honored, in fact, to be for the second time with KGC and for the first time with Etisalat and beyond in the GoLearning program. I think this is a very nice move from Etisalat to have such a program, and I'm sure this is for the awareness of the people. It's great. As I hear, I think I'm going to be the very first one to sign up for the program. Looks like very interesting. Well, okay, the topic that we will have is about introduction to AI concept and fundamental concept rather. So let me start with this icebreaker. And the time will not permit me to have a discussion, but I'm gonna, throw at you this question, and I will answer it immediately because of time. Do you feel comfortable with AI? Well, AI stands for artificial intelligence. I mean, look at us. How many of us like the word artificial? We all like natural. And also added to this, it's an artificial intelligence. We're talking about smartness and being having high cognitive, high aptitudes and stuff like that. And it is artificial. So what about our natural intelligence? In fact, Dr. McCarthy, who was at Stanford in 1956, he is the person who coined this terminology, artificial intelligence. And that was through the process of talking about an engine, a machine that can mimic the human brain to help in finding mental diseases and health issues. So that was the very first start of the use of artificial intelligence, something that can help doctors to mimic the human brain and act upon it accordingly. Let me jump with you directly from 1956 to my journey. I started in 1986, my PhD in artificial intelligence in Canada. I'm not going to go through my CV. You can read it or you can have it somewhere else. Okay, so today our discussion will be talking about the global introduction, then the genesis of AI from dream to reality, the AI toolbox, and we will dwell much in here. In fact, that's the core of today's session. And let me use my lovely laser pointer here so you can follow with me. And so the focus will be in the module 3. Then we'll need to talk about leadership, ethics, and talk a lot about bias and the governance and the moral compass of AI. Then we'll need to talk about tomorrow's AI trends shaping the future. So what about the issue of, let me go back to the question. Well, frankly, I'm not comfortable with AI as artificial intelligence. And I think maybe it was artificial intelligence because the fact of the matter is this is not an artificial intelligence. It's an augmentation of our intelligence. So maybe we can keep it as AI and call it augmented intelligence, or even in more details or more specifically, it's augmented in inferencing. So we supports humans to have that augmented inferencing. As we proceed, you will see that it's not artificial intelligence, more of augmentation of human intelligence. Why am I trying to push into that direction? Because I would like to make sure that once we're done with this webinar, that we are well aware that we need to be on top of it. Should not be on the top of us. So AI should always be our assistant, should be as a tool for augmenting our intelligence, for giving us more inferencing and stuff like that. And as we'll proceed, I think you will agree with me that augmented intelligence is much descriptive of the fact. Okay, so global introduction, we need to start somewhere. So I'm going to start with the World Economic Forum. That was in 2020. And in fact, in 2023, this early, I'm sorry, 2024, early this January, they had something also similar, but this was a striking text. I'm quoting from the World Economic Forum report. And by the way, if you will be receiving the webinar's presentation, you can press on the link here and you will go to the report. So what it says exactly, technologies such as digital, artificial intelligence, blockchain, and please wait for the blockchain. Wait with me. Give it up till 2030 and you'll see blockchain will sweep over. And others have the potential to disturb nearly any industry, any industry. The competitiveness of nations and these technologies will determine how prosperous their countries will be in the decades ahead. That's the report. Very quickly, so what it says, AI will disrupt, AI will change the way that we're doing business, and AI can determine the prosperousness of countries. Jumping into some analysis and some rankings, IMD, a very well-known company in Switzerland, ranking of the world digital competitiveness. Well, UAE stands number 12, as you can see here, globally. And Qatar, talking about the Arab world, stands in the 29th. And Saudi Arabia, where I am now participating in the Global AI Summit in Riyadh, stands 30, which is not bad. I mean, So, but let me focus here to see what we're doing in UAE. In the UAE, the overall is 12, the ranking. We have 17 for the knowledge of AI and digital technologies. 4 for the technology. 4, it means that we are number 4 in the world. Okay. And then 23 for future readiness. Well, the message here is big organizations and governments that are doing great job because they are the ones who work on the infrastructure for technology. Meanwhile, knowledge, it means that we're still hanging on, that we are learning, but we're not on the very top 5. Future readiness, of course, it's a bit back, 23, but again, still, you're among the top countries in the world. And I'm quite sure that everybody in the UAE can feel that what we have in the UAE is a real workshop, big workshop of AI, or a big hub worldwide for AI. Moving forward, so now I'm starting the right way. I'm an AI person since 1991, but there is a big mistake that people, they neglect talking about digital technologies and they think that AI can stand alone. And that's not true. In fact, AI, as you'll see soon, AI is part of the digital transformation and digital technologies. And we coin it DX, the acronym. What is the digital transformation? Well, it's about new business model, new behaving model, new lifestyle. And I think we are all feeling that difference. So it is about exploiting digital technologies and supporting capabilities to create a robust new business model. And this is this definition by Gartner. Let me tell you one thing here about Gartner and Accenture. You don't need to be technically aware of what is Gartner and what is Accenture, but Accenture was this an IT, an ERP, in fact, enterprise resource planning reseller. It used to resell SAP R3 modules, integrated SAP R3 modules for ERP. Gartner used to be among the 10 top business consulting. In one word, the Accenture people, they came from technology to business, and Gartner came from business technology. Now, Accenture and AI and Gartner, they move across each other by leading number 1 and number 2 in the world in digital transformation. What I'm trying to get to is now business consultants, they need to know about the technology, and technologists also, they need to know about business consulting. So Accenture and Gartner, they did this important merging, and they became number 1 and number 2 in the world. in digital transformation. And in fact, in the exhibition that I saw today, once you enter the exhibition area, the very first company on your right is Accenture. And you know very well how much it costs to be the very first in the exhibition. Anyways, let's move forward. Few words about definitions. We hear the word digitizing. We hear the word digitalizing, and we have digital transformation. The difference. Well, we digitize gadgets, we digitize products, we digitize services, we digitize equipment and tools. We digitalize the processes. We streamline through digitalizing. But when we talk about organizations, it's a digital transformation, starting from a digital strategy and starting from, as I said earlier, you're talking about the concept of new model, new business model. Otherwise, you are either digitizing or digitalizing. If we were to have more time, I would have gone into more details into that, but that's good enough quickie for our start for our AI. So AI is in the heart of digital tools, but don't never ever forget that AI is part of digital transformation. We have VR, AR, we have cloud computing, blockchain, data analytics. All of that are part of DX, but our main focus is on AI, which is the engine of DX turn. Well, that's the first module. Let me start very quickly with the second module, the genesis of AI from dream to reality. This is the history. This is where it started. Let me start with the technical definition of AI. Well, we say it's mimicking the human brain. But what is mimicking the human brain? How our human brains interact with the environment, with the surrounding. Well, it is an imitation, that's the technical definition, of a human intelligence in terms of perception, analysis, sensing, controlling, decision-making through the use of inference engine, inferencing. So about inferencing something. Neural networks or for data transmission, I'll discuss that in details, and similarities in their operation to the functioning of the human brain. Okay. Who is this person? Well, I think, his company is the richest in the world. I don't know about his percent of the share, but that's Jensen Huang. And this is in a meeting, as you can see, His Excellency Omar Sultan Al Ulama at the Global Summit in Dubai. That was last February, I think 28th or 29th of February. And he was interviewed by His Excellency. And this is, I'm quoting from him, and I like the last quote, and I'm quite sure that Dr. Rabi is happy with the last quote. Okay, so what he said, and this is crucially important, AI should be treated as a sovereign resource by all nations. AI is a sovereign resource. It means you cannot have it to be controlled by some other companies or other countries. Remember very quickly what happened about a month ago when we had the total internet shutdown. Well, this showed how much we are, controlled by two main companies. It was CrowdStrike and Microsoft. For a very silly reason, the whole world, almost the whole world, shut down, with exception of two countries, as you know, China and Russia, because they had their own system. So maybe we need also to look at this. So anyways, what he said, this is a sovereign resource. This shows you how much important it is. It has multiplied 1,000 times last year, last year, okay? As humans, we would need millions of years to process the amount of information that we have already. Our productivity will increase tremendously. And here you go, Dr. Rabia. However, this technology is a double-edged sword. Misinformation and the spread of it will be one of the greatest challenges humanity will face. As a matter of fact, last week I was in the government communication conference in Sharjah, and I had a presentation about deepfake, and I talked about all of the bad things that Dr. Rabia is maybe cautious about. Yes, we need to be cautious about many issues when we talk about AI, but don't forget we have very nice issues that we can, treat and enjoy ourselves with if we use AI properly. And don't forget, we have nuclear energy, and also we have nuclear power plants, and we have nuclear bombs. And also, don't forget, we have drugs, and you have, all certain all different types of problems with it. But don't forget, hospitals cannot go without having the anesthesia and having the drugs as used for operations. So it is a tool that depends on how you use it. So our awareness session today is to help you understand the concepts, but as well as understand the pros and cons, and how we can use what we call ethical AI, good AI, and responsible AI, and what are the policies that we need to make. Very quickly, let me move forward. I have to jump into those very quickly to go into the meat of detailing. Dubai Universal Blueprint, again, Dubai is making it from a dream to true, to become reality, incorporating AI across all strategic sectors. Look at it, you can see that being implemented, providing the best environment for AI companies and global talents, delivering superior government service through future technologies, and transforming Dubai into a global hub. I think all of that we are working on. See it. Okay, human intelligence tools. What do we use? We as human intelligence. When I started my PhD in 1986, I had to go through understanding the human brain. And let me tell you one thing. I mean, our human brain is amazing. It's really amazing. We'll proceed and we'll give you some more technical examples. But we know, we as humans, we use sensors, we use touching, seeing, hearing and stuff like that. We use articulations, what I'm doing now with my hands, and we use cognition, and we collect that into knowledge, and we work accordingly. Differences and similarities. That's a very important issue that we need to understand. The similarities between human intelligence and artificial intelligence. We learn and we do analytics. We both have basic adaptation to the environments. In some environments, AI is better than us. In some other, we are better than AI, till now at least. We both do good planning. We do memorizing. Of course, now AI have sweeping, the whole world with the capacity of memorizing. Problem solving, we both can do problem solving, and decision making, we do both do decision making. So having said this means that we have some similarities and some grounds that we can work on together. What AI cannot do now, and that's the important part, being impulsive, being spontaneous. I mean, if you're not programming it, so it will sit idle and stupid. Natural reaction, being natural. This will not happen. It's not happening, at least for now. I don't know if something will differ in the future. Feelings, despite of the fact that it is programmed to show you that it's interacting as if it's feeling, but it does not have a feeling. Empathy, which is of a higher level than feeling. It's not only about feeling, but also disagreeing with you, but giving you the benefit of doubt. Empathy, feeling with others, despite of the fact that you do not agree with them. This you'll not see with AI. Intuition, what we call the hunch feeling, the gut feeling. And by the way, it's not something, magic. It's not the sixth, what we call it, sense that we have. No. Hunch feeling, and I'm talking a bit of science here. It's about something that based on recurring experiences that are happening to us many times. What happens, this experience, it goes into our subconscious, and it becomes a rule of thumb that we use, but we don't know why. So we ask him, why you're not traveling? He said, well, I have a hunch feeling. Well, I have a gut feeling. I'm not feeling well with that travel. But it means he had many instances and many experiences that led him to this decision. Also, this will not be with AI. Artistic taste. I mean, we can teach it to say if it sees with the computer vision something nice, but it does not have the real taste. Ethical thinking, and that's a crucial issue. But let me tell you one thing, maybe we'll not have enough time to go through this later on. Your AI, it's like your child. So if you treat it well, it treats you well. And if you bring it up well, it becomes a good AI and its surrounding. Let me give you an example. How many of us, when we open the Facebook, when we open any of our social media, we realize that, whatever we are discussing with our friends, and maybe we are searching on Google, we see it there. So what does it mean? We are telling our inference engine, it's an inference engine that is smart. So it's an AI augmented inferencing engine. We are telling it we like this. So it goes and it searches through the LLMs, as I will discuss later on as we proceed. It searches through the LLM how it can go into the good ones that are of your interest, that of your taste. So if you go to bad sites, if you allow me to use the word, if you go to porno sites and you want your child to get away from porno sites, well, wait a minute, you have to stop going to those sites, because what happens with the AI, it sees what you're seeing frequently and it does the suggestion for you, and that's what happens with Netflix, and many examples we have on the way also. So you want to have an ethical AI, be yourself, be an ethical person. It will learn from you, and if it brings you an ad that is not to your taste, that you don't like, and you say no, don't put this again, it will learn that the algorithm will learn that, okay, we cannot proceed into that direction because our boss, your assistant will say our boss, which is you, doesn't like this. So you are in fact, you are giving education and upbringing to your AI, and this is crucially important for us when we're talking about ethical AI. Conscious social interaction. Of course, they don't have, what we call we have, let's say, marriage in our neighborhood, so we have to go and congratulate people. This will not happen for AI. Last but not the least, decision based on cognition and sympathy. I'm quite sure that all of you from the C-suite level, and I'm sure that many of you do break the rules sometimes because of ethical issues, or maybe being sympathizing with somebody, or for reasons that rules do not cover. So this is also important. Very quickly, in fact, I have to run much faster. Strategies for integrating human resources and artificial intelligence decision making. Well, we can use it as a DSS, a decision support system. We need to use it by using explainable AI. Please, and this is good for those who are skeptical about AI. Yes, you have to be, and you need to be skeptical. Ask questions. But why do we have this result? Why do you have such an opinion? And if you don't like it, say, I don't like it. Go choose another one, and so on. And promote the culture between the cooperation between AI and humans. And I'm quite sure that many of you have already started doing this. AI toolbox. Let me go into the concepts and let them be clear for us. Old days, let me run through this very quickly. In our days, we had knowledge-based systems. We had knowledge-based AI, where we have to put all of the knowledge in what we used to call, you have the MDBS, the DBMS, I'm sorry, database management systems. Then in our age, we start talking about KBS, knowledge-based expert systems. Now, it has become obsolete. Go through this very in the early 90s, the early 80s, I'm sorry, we had rule-based algorithms. In the early 90s, that's the late 80s when I started my PhD. Early 90s, we had advanced knowledge-based systems, and we had Zachman approach. This is where we started with learning. Neural networks, mid-90s, machine learning, 2000, deep machine learning, 2011, adversarial Gen AI, we have generative and discriminative AI 2014. I'm sorry, but I think I have to move even faster. Okay, the main subsets of AI, machine learning, deep machine learning. Okay, how do we go, where are we exactly nowadays with AI? Well, frankly, we are still touching on the surface. We're just getting our feet wet. Look at it. We are almost here, working our way, and we just started here. And this is your journey. Okay, this I have to tell a bit on those issues. Narrow AI, in fact, all what you see around you is the narrow AI, or what we call also special types AI. That is focused on specific tasks, and it's getting more and more knowledgeable and becoming more and more of assistance. Then we have the generative AI now. Okay, that's a buzzword currently. In fact, in 2022, I was interviewed by Sky News talking about, well, yes, it was 2023, I'm sorry, last year, about the ChatGPT. And they said, wait a minute. In fact, we've been using generative AI. I was using it since 2014. And we had Bard by Google. In fact, even before we use it as business users, uh, Google was using deep machine learning since 2011. And that's how they killed America Online. And that's how they killed or they neutralized Yahoo. Now we have them because they had those smart engines for their search engines. So the generative AI started 2014. We have it now. And then the general AI, this is where you will have an, an, uh, an AI engine, we call it engines, AI engine that can mimic humans in all different aspects. Collective AI, and I think this could be a wonderful thing if we can we reach that. A collective AI is nothing but a narrow AI together with another narrow AI, together with a third narrow AI, then with the fourth, and each one of them is giving advice to assist you. So if you have collective AI, one of them for traveling that you use, one of them for multimedia that you use, one of them for your health, some of them for organizing your work, and you put them collectively, you will end up having them as a system, as one assistant. Now, okay, we have the multi-shot agentic AI, and in fact, NVIDIA, Huang already mentioned that, and they are already starting with their NIMs, their processing unit for that. What is a multi-shot agentic AI? What we have till now is nothing but a one-shot, one-direction AI, meaning we ask a question and gives us back an answer. We ask the second question and it gives us back the second answer. With the multi-shot agentic AI, you describe your case and you sit. Your case is you want to travel tomorrow to, let's say, from Riyadh back to Abu Dhabi, and you have a conference today. You have to do some meetings with the family, and as well as some formal meetings, and you don't know what to do. So you describe the whole thing as a one sentence, and this AI multi-shot agentic AI, one of the tasks it will do, it will organize your meetings with the family. Second one would organize your meetings with a professional meeting. The third, it will check on the travel availability. Fourth, it will organize your day for the second day, and then it comes back with all of the feedback. So it becomes like an agent. That's why we call it agentic AI. Now, last but not the least, singularity. We have two main opinions, and each opinion is valid. Myself, I go into the positive opinion. Singularity, what it is? Singularity, this is where you have an AI that has superseded us in everything, just everything. So they will be in control. In one word, this is the big discussion among technicals. Some people they say, okay, singularity it will happen very soon, which means we will go into extinction. Of course, some people like myself, I'm on that direction. I'd say it is technically possible, but we will not let it happen. Even the bad AI agents, the bad AI creators and the algorithm writers, they will not let it happen because it will control them. So this is singularity, and maybe I need just to say a few words. I had to say a few words about it, but we have no more time. Okay, for the current one, let me go into more details. We have the narrow AI focus. Well, okay, let me go through, skip this. We already okay, but here generative AI examples: ChatGPT 4.0, Perplexity, Claude, and okay, I have to talk a bit about those two guys competing with each other, and this is why we need governance. We need the regulatory bodies to walk in very fast. And as a matter of fact, last July I was interviewed by one of the main networks, global networks, and they were discussing. They wanted me to discuss the declaration made by His Highness Mr. Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General of the UN. In fact, excuse me, I'm speaking so fast. Okay, so Antonio Guterres in July 2023, he requested a meeting with the UN secret with UN security, the you know the Security Council. Okay, uh, with that he wanted to discuss the issue of threat of AI, and they had the declaration. So what I said, they wanted me to discuss the declaration. I said, okay, listen, we need the governments to walk in and do that, that governance. We need the public sector to have its role with regulation, stuff like that, because competition is fiercely between competitors. Here we have Microsoft, here we have Google. And if you recall, I think it was in April when Google, they wanted to launch in their conference Gemini 2, few hours before, just a few hours before, Microsoft, they announced 4.0, and they killed the conference of Google. Let me go very quickly from here. I wanted to go into some more meat. Why now Gen AI? Well, in fact, with the deep machine learning, with the large language models, we're talking about a huge storage of data with high speed of GPUs, processors. You are getting into billions now or gigahertz, terahertz rather than terahertz. The high speed of upload and download. And by the way, South Korea, Qatar, and UAE, they are, an alteration of the first, second, and third level, the ranking in the world. Last year, it was the UAE, it was top in upload and download. Okay, now for the near future, wait and hear about NIMS from NVIDIA, okay, and about quantum computing. Definitely quantum computing, it won't be used for our daily use because it's so expensive. And let me inject here some few words just in case, I know we are running out of time. One of the major drawbacks of AI, energy, and water. So we're talking about the sustainability of the environment. There is a big high risk on that. Okay, so quantum computing, it does require a lot of energy, which will make it, not feasible cost-wise. Let me give you some examples. Last year, Microsoft announced that ChatGPT 4 used water. Okay, and this is a distilled water, not any water that we drink. It's not only potable water, it's much more than this. Distilled water of the volume of the drinkable water for the citizens of Tokyo for one full year. So 1 year of ChatGPT 4 consumed water equivalent to 8 million inhabitants in Japan. So this gives you an idea about water consumption for cooling. Other than that, the energy, ChatGPT, what it uses, well, we have some good news for the Emirates. We have the Falcon LLM, which is a Emirati-based LLM, which is great. I'm so proud of this. It uses 80% of what ChatGPT uses for energy. So we have those issues. Let me give you just some few words about the comparison between our brain and the AI brain. In our brains, we have almost 100 billion neurons that come of networks, neural networks. Okay, all what it consumes, it's about 20 watts. Meanwhile, to have a 70B, that's what we call 70 billion parameters for one ChatGPT, is equivalent to almost trillions of dollars, just for the difference, to see the difference of humans and intelligence. Okay, we have the GAA, the gate all around. We don't have time to explain that, but this is also encompassing all of the power that can be put in one processing unit. Not anymore GPUs, not anymore CPUs. So proudly, the UAE already has gone into the launching of their acquisition of GPU processors. Okay, and Saudi Arabia here, they are starting on some of the CPUs, which is good, not bad. Okay, another issue is the transformers. Why now we have those Gen AI? Because in fact, you are encapsulating. It's like using the nanotechnology, and when you get that small robot that goes into the brain or into the vein and does the operation, comes back, it transforms the whole bulky supply chain into small supply chains, which means that if you go, you should know that once you ask ChatGPT for any question, okay, in fact, it's going into billions of transactions through the use of transformers. Okay, let me jump very quick. Applications on Gen AI, well, currently we are doing all of those. Content creation, supporting performance, discovering bad content, cybersecurity issues, code writing, and decoders, of course, one of the very first businesses that will be affected by AI. Virtual assistants, chatbots, translating, direct translating, generating art, digital photos, all of that's being created by Gen AI. Okay, moving very quickly. Uh, well, these are the companies that we all aware of, and they are each one of them, but does excel more than the others. So we have photo generation and digital graphics. We have OpenAI, document and content generation. We have OpenAI also. This is a Midjourney and Stable Diffusion. This is Anthropic, but we have now Claude 3. And by the way, I use all of those. I try them. Claude 3, the last is very good. I used to use Monica, which is a ChatGPT. It's a meta class of ChatGPTs, okay? And it does it well. Even the acronym ChatGPT is focused on Microsoft ChatGPT, but in fact, it's the Gen AI engine. That's the right terminology. Anyways, so Monica is good because it does a comparison between the different ChatGPTs and it comes back to you with answers, which is very good. We have for the music, we have application for code generation and stuff like that. Oh, yes, I want to get into this very quickly. AI algorithms, the core of AI inference engine. Well, the whole thing is based on algorithm. It's about AI algorithms. That's the essence, the core of the AI engine. So what are the AI algorithms? They are sets of instructions or rules that enable machines to learn, to analyze data, to make decisions accordingly. They can also perform tasks that require human intelligence, including pattern recognition, natural language, understanding, problem solving, and decision making. So these are the algorithms. Algorithms, they are rules and they are networks. Okay, what do they do? Why we need them? Well, they improve decision making. They enhance our user experience. They make it easy. They facilitate the process of scanning big amounts of data and stuff like that. Main types of algorithms: we have supervised learning, we have unsupervised learning, and we have reinforcement learning. Now we are getting into the brain of our AI. How does it operate? How the network works? Well, we start with the supervised learning. What is supervised learning? Well, this is the easy part, in fact. Supervised learning, this is where you come to that machine called AI engine or inference. You come to it and you feed it with thousands of context generated context, thousands of pictures, thousands of algorithms, I don't know, many instances. You give it to the algorithm and it will learn. And so this is what we call a data set. We give it a data set and we tell it, for example, first of all, we give it a picture for an animal, that crawls. Then we give it a picture of an alligator. Then we give it a picture of a frog. Then as we proceed, this is one level. This is what we call machine learning. Okay. It will start to learn that, okay, animals, they crawl. They have four feet, okay, for paw. But then all of a sudden, we show it a bird. Well, this is an anomaly for it because it's used to see four paws, four legs of that animal. But now you're showing it just two. So it will learn. We tell it this is a bird, so it knows birds that do not have four paws. It has only, they don't have four legs. They have only two legs. So this is a supervised learning. We teach it step by step. That's the easy part. But this is very important, by the way. What's good for predictive modeling, for natural language processing, you teach it how to speak and how to listen, and then how to come back to you with its feedback. And I'm so happy to hear this today in this global summit that Alam, which is an LLM, has also we call text to speech. It has 11 dialects for Arabic. So you have Arabic language, but also it has 11 dialects. So it can understand and speak dialects. Okay, let's move on. Fraud detection is also very important. Computer vision, medical diagnosis is doing great. In fact, in the medical board, the US medical board, the highest rate that is what was ever reached by a medical doctor applying to the board was 87%, 87 out of 100. The one of the very recently one of the AI engines in medicine, it reached 98%. So it went through the medical board exam and it passed 98%. And I mean, the examples are quite big and many. I was asked when preparing for the presentation, if Dr. Nader, can you please give some examples? I said, listen, this is a very introductory. So if I want to start with examples, we will never finish. We cannot with 1 hour do both. So I'm just throwing some flashlights on some of the examples, but in fact, there are many, and I'm quite sure that all of you are feeling the difference with Gen AI. And please don't make the mistake. It's not only about Gen AI. It's about AI engines. It's about robots. It's about robots going into operation rooms and doing operations. It's robots that are going into the MIR, the scanning. It's a robots that are doing painting and stuff like that. So it's not only Gen AI, although Gen AI is the buzzword. Okay, let me move very quickly. Okay, unsupervised learning. Okay, in unsupervised learning, because now we have this big machine stuff, we have big LLMs. Okay, unsupervised learning, we dump all of the data to the engine and we ask it, tell us what you're seeing. How do you compare? How do you feel? What are the differences? Tell us your opinion. Okay, in unsupervised learning, it's crucially important, very important, much important than the supervised learning, to look at two things. First of all, the algorithm, because there could be some mistakes, and those mistakes can take us into a bad decision or a bad feedback, as well as the knowledge itself. You need to make sure that this inference engine that it's using that algorithm, first of all, it's using the right algorithm, and second, it's not using biased data. Because in the unsupervised learning, you're not telling it what to do, it's doing it on its own. So the algorithms on unsupervised learning and the data on unsupervised learning are crucially much more important than the watching the algorithm and the data on the supervised learning. So unsupervised learning, this is the way you give it, you dump the info and you ask it what you see and if there are any anomalies and what are the trends, what are the patterns. This is unsupervised learning. I'm not going to dwell much on this. We don't have it. We're so short of time. Reinforced learning. In reinforced learning, we all are doing that. This is what we're doing. In fact, when you ask Google and when you go, I mean, not Google, let me would say, when you ask, you go to the Google Maps. Yes, you go with Google Maps and you take the road with Google Maps. If you make several mistakes, if you remember, at the end of your trip, it does ask you a question. How was your trip? Did I make any mistake? It's not because they want to help you after you finished your trip, but in fact, they wanted to reinforce their learning. So if you tell them, no, it was really bad, and this is what we call receiving feedback, it goes back to its model and said, okay, the model here, we have something wrong. So this is what we say, state, action, reward, state, action, reward. It goes on and on. The more you give it your feedback, the better it becomes. So if you give it a reward and say, yes, thank you, it tells it, yes, from now on, keep using the same road. And this is nothing but reinforced learning. The same thing applies for Tesla, for any electric cars. Anything that it is, it requires some feedback from you. This is reinforced learning. Very quickly, technique used by AI, of course, machine learning, deep machine learning. neural language processing, NLP, and computer vision. Let me jump from machine learning and the deep machine learning, as I've already discussed some of them. Natural language processing, this is great for context reading, for communicating with others, great for sentiment analysis and behavioral analysis. Now we can check on the behavior of the people. Computer vision, of course, well, we use it all. We all use it. In fact, during Corona, nothing was that were used but computer vision and heat maps. That's how they controlled the malls, how they controlled public areas. And of course, when you're talking about airports, seaports, all ports of countries, computer vision is the issue. Very quickly, the LLM, what are the LLMs? Large language modeling. They do support our chat GPT with the following: the threat for any cybersecurity issues, direct online translation, stuff like that. They are all languages, large languages that are there for us. And let me give you one few info about this. The very first chat GPT created by Bard, not chat GPT by Microsoft, Bard by Google, I mean, it did take 48 million man hours, just to let you know where we are. 48 million man hours. When we say, let's say, Falcon 70B, now I think we have several Falcon 140B, which means Falcon 140 billion parameters, meaning parameters, an indicator, a symbol, 140 billion parameters that goes back and forth to give you the knowledge. So this is it. Big data analytics, of course, structured data, semi-structured and unstructured. Let me move forward. Big data analytics, we have machine learning, data mining. Okay, famous AI languages, Python, all of this currently. And this is my beloved list. This is where I did my PhD, still surviving. Leadership, ethics, and governance, very quickly. Well, you as leaders, you're all esteemed leaders. What do you need to do? First of all, we have to look at the ethical and responsible use. I'm sorry? I know we're almost 5 minutes. Can I move on? I heard somebody saying, start talking. Okay, let's move on. So for leaders, they have to look at the ethical and responsible use. They have to look at the effect on job and opportunities, and they have to do the forecasting effect on the human resource and upskilling their talents. I'll discuss that in a few. They need to be up to date with the latest advancement. Let me tell you, when we are technical people, I have notifications that are sent to my telephone every day, okay, on new startups, on new parameters, on new AI engines. So it's going like hell. I mean, you need to keep updating yourself by the hour, integrating and the integration in their daily activities and tools. Of course, they need to be doing that and upskilling their own skills into that. Okay, it's very important for job recreation and job opportunities. We're talking about upskilling. And here, let me say one word: you either evolve or dissolve. That's a fact. You either learn AI or definitely somebody with AI skills will replace you. This is clear. It's like, the postman and email. So you need to upskill yourself. Okay, you need to do that. Okay, and that I think that's what we're doing in this program. So,
Dr. Nader,
yalla.
I think we need to wrap up because we want to allow some questions.
Yeah, I know. I'm running like hell. And let me try my best. Yes. Yeah, let me shoot very quickly. So for AI, we have the talented person selection can be done by AI also. Embrace self-learning, then building skills and training employee retainer. Machine bias. Well, this is very important about the bias. We have machine bias, we have a human bias. The bias can be data set biases, algorithmic bias, outcome bias. Outcome bias, this is human. This is by algorithms, and this is by data set, and this happens. We have many examples. Some of them are funny, but we don't have the time. We can have government bias, organizational bias, and individual bias as well. What do we have from the bias? We have the opportunities. Great bias for us because it gives us better risk aversion, increases our awareness, and improved our decision making. Definitely challenges. We have loss of trust and stuff like that. Strategies for dealing with bias. Let me jump from this. Yeah, okay. Multiple teams, awareness and trainings, collective diverse data, tools and applications. Let me come over this. Okay, we have tools for biasness, to control bias, ethics, ethical issues. Developing clear governance policies is needed, dealing with fears and biases, privacy and accountability, and syncing of AI with principles of justice, transparency, embracing continuous improvement and stuff like that. Main issues for governance, legal and ethical considerations, privacy and data security, and bias control. Of course, these are important. The challenges, many challenges, lack of skilled staff, resistance to change, privacy and security policies and legislations, algorithmic bias, justice, equity, stuff like that. Okay. Okay, one word. We need to learn something about explainability. Please don't let it go. Whatever you see, you need to ask for explain, given the reason for the algorithm. I mean, okay, tomorrow's trends. Yeah, very quickly. Well, with AI, gives us a very good edge on innovation because it's inexpensive. I mean, you can go and you can try and go and try and go and try. And there's what is the cost? It's almost nothing to try and be innovative. Attainable agility. Yes, we can have more agile organizations because we are continuously working on improving and creating. And of course, we can reach sustainability very easily. Future challenges also, future challenges of rapid technological advancement. I already mentioned that. And we have the new trends. We have explainable AI, where everything will be explained to you and will just give you more trust and confidence. Okay, let me jump from this. Innovation, creativity, ICE. I love this, but we don't have this. Innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurship is being served 100% with AI. And this for your eyes only, Dr. Rabia, that we are happy with ICE, innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurship, excellent with AI. Last, ideas to take with us, please. Leadership, leadership, leadership. You are on the top. You have to lead into AI. Don't let your people lead you on AI. Okay. Digital culture is not an option. We have to go into digital literacy in the culture. Be innovative and accept failure. In fact, failure is not an issue, not anymore. It's not expensive. So you can fail and try and fail and try and have no problem. Keep eyes open on new tech and AI trends, moving skyrocketing. And AI literacy, crucial for business continuity. And well, thank you so much. I think this is from our host. Okay, and there you go. Thank you for your time. I'm really sorry. I really apologize for being so squeezed and running, but I wanted to show as much as possible of the ideas. Please, I'm open to any discussion, and please juice my brain. I have questions. I have answers for your questions, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nader. Actually, while you were presenting, many of the sci-fi movies I have been watching over the years came to mind.
Yes.
Some of them were good, some of them were not too promising. However, for the sake of time, I have actually a few questions that were sent over by the audience. And I think let's start with a couple of things about Gen AI and multi-shot AI.
Yes.
So one of the participants was asking, what's the difference between these two? I understand they serve different purposes, but what are the purposes that actually each one of them serve and how they don't come?
The difference between Gen AI and multi-shot AI.
Correct.
First of all, multi-shot AI is a Gen AI.
Okay.
That's to make it clear. But the generative AI, current generative AI, it's a one-shot AI. So as an evolution, we are expecting, we have not reached yet the multi-shots AI. But are we reaching there? Yes, we are going into there. In fact, what we are having now, we are having an AI, a narrow AI here, a narrow AI there, narrow AI. But those AIs, they are one shot. You ask, you get the answer. With multi-shots, they sit together, or you can have it as one assistant, okay? And in the background, you describe your case, and they go into many locations. They ask your travel agent, they go to your university and check on your program schedule. They make sure that, so this is, I don't know, squeeze time if I asked it correctly.
Okay, so they are able to process many requests.
Many tasks at the same time. That's multi-shots.
Makes it clear. Another question, it says, do you think that deep learning will be at the forefront instead of traditional machine learning?
It's already there. Well, deep machine learning is a dive in from machine. So machine learning, it's on the surface of the water. But as we proceed, I mean, let me go back to our old days. We didn't have even machine learning. What we had was a knowledge base, which means we dump all of the information into the system and we ask the system, based on what we have given you, give us the feedback. Now, with machine learning, it can tap on resources outside the knowledge base. It can tap on resources on the LLMs, okay? And it gets the information. Deep machine learning is another evolution. So it's not only learning from what you've given it, but also it's creating its own context and inferencing.
Excellent. What is the status of Arabic AI?
We're doing good. Alhamdulillah, I'm so happy. You know, I'm always positive and, you know, be on this positive vibes level. We have Alam is doing good here in Saudi Arabia. We have Jace or Jace, and we have Falcon. But indeed, we need a lot to do. I mean, the Arabic AI, and when we talk about speech to text to speech, okay, and vice versa. In fact, I was in Abu Dhabi Department of Ministry and Transport, and I loved it when I heard them talking in Arabic to Gen AI with the Emirati accent, and it was able to understand and get back with results. We are doing good. We are okay.
Okay. Another question. I think will we be able to get access to the presentations?
Be my guest.
All right. And yes, the webinar is being recorded, and we will definitely share the recording with you so you can listen to it again. And we got a lot of thank you and a great presentation from a lot of the people.
Well, I have to apologize. I had a lot of issues that we can juice it and talk about it, and I thought maybe in the discussion we'll have more time. But anyways, thank you for the opportunity, and I hope the presentation would be as good as well. If you can,
thank you so much. And I have a word actually on you call it collective AI.
Yes.
So in the 93, 94, it was like 30 years ago, and I was doing my PhD in the.
I was 5 years old at that time.
I used to watch this program called Star Trek.
Oh, yes.
And in one of the episodes, you know, they introduced the Borg, which, you know, it's not a species. At some point, they called them the collective because, you know, they were a group of, you know, beings who traveled in cube. And
with this funny
exactly, and they connected so that
I remember.
whoever learns something, everybody else in the collective all across the universe learn the same thing.
Yes.
And that was like the most, I think, difficult adversary to you know to overcome. They're wonderful.
Very interesting. Yes. Well, we are believing the word of Star Trek and even beyond. I mean, we go, yeah, even beyond. Yes.
I mean, look, even the video calls at that point when they can put someone on the screen and they have a conversation and says, wow, look, if we imagine if we could do that. And then it's something that we're doing right now.
Well, let me just give you one in 30 seconds, an experience in 1991 when I was almost finishing my PhD. I received from a friend of mine a file from Sweden. And I downloaded it at that time in the US and I printed it using an FTP file transfer protocol. I remember I went to my wife and I told her, listen, can you believe this? I've printed this one sheet of paper. It was sent to me by FTP from Sweden. Can you imagine that I was able to print it here in the US? Look at us where we were and where we are. Big difference.
And how long did it take you to download it?
Oh yeah, oh you're right. Oh yeah, that's a big thing, you know. Yeah, right. When you are uploading an image, you know, 50K, it will take you maybe an hour rounding. Yeah, big difference.
Thank you so much.
I just received from my students at Khalifa University. They sent me a presentation, 115 megabytes. Within 30 seconds, I had it downloaded already. Yeah,
we've gone a long way.
Oh, yes.
Sir, Dr. Nader, thank you so much. On my behalf and behalf of everybody.
My pleasure.
on the webinar. We thank you for this great information, and we look forward to seeing you again in the future. There were actually some questions that says we hope that you would answer them in future.
Please, they can look at me at LinkedIn. I'm active on LinkedIn, and they can continue on asking me the questions. I'm more than happy to answer them.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, and thank you all for attendance, and hope you have a great day and great rest of the week.
Thank you, Dr. Rabi. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.